And the surrender led the freediver in the right direction. So of course, this is such a big analogy to life to me of like, okay, when we're feeling in loss, instead of giving up, maybe we should continue to keep our eyes open, right? And trust what is coming into our field.
This project started with a very clear image, with an image of a person trapped in a confined space, trying to find her way out.
And when Luca told me the idea of the project, I was very excited.
So Luca came one day and told me about the project, the vision, which sounded really cool. So the idea was basically we are filming at night with the freedivers, which sounds like very challenging.
And yes, so he told me, okay, we're going to film in the shipwreck in the night, and there's going to be light involved.
For me, it was the first time to actually take part in a creative process like this. I was doing the light, and I also helped in the writing of the story and some creative direction.
For me, like the first dive was completely lost and overwhelmed. I'm a macro photographer. I don't do videos. Getting familiar with the camera, the autofocus, and all of that at night, all of a sudden, Naya is down and you're filming, and then you guys are moving to the next shot while I'm just still there trying to catch up while figuring out my camera.
I think there were for sure some challenges. I hadn't acted before, and I had my mask on. So I have the element of, okay, I need to relax. I need to hold my breath. I need to find Luca. I don't hit myself on the shipwreck. So there are all these elements. And then on top of that, okay, what is my facial expression? How am I feeling? And there were definitely moments in the video where I felt I was the character and I felt I was experiencing the feeling myself. And that was very cool for me.
Lots of communication, I would say, especially Naya and her safety diver there on the surface. We are at the bottom.
I had a safety with me. I felt so comforted by the person that was safetying me at all the time.
There were scuba divers filming, but she was needing someone to make sure she was arriving at the surface safe. When she was breathing, she was giving me the snorkel, so she was going under without the snorkel. And also I was swimming to be just close to her when she was arriving at the surface.
But Luca is very intentive of like knowing, am I looking at him, very aware of what was going on in his own surroundings. And I know Luca had a lot going on with directing Misha, directing me, and keeping himself in the right place.
So Mickey basically was holding the light, the light man.
My issue was that I was usually on the other side of the light. Holding the light through holes in the wreck would mean that I would be blinded by the reflections that were coming from the wreck towards my eyes.
We had some challenging dives, at least one dive where we had very big swell, and we had dives with the current, and I think it's more challenging for him. He needs to hold the light in the exact position.
The ocean is powerful and the ocean is unpredictable. One of the first days, there was a storm above us with thunder and lightning, so it was like a little eerie on the surface. And then underneath, actually on this day, it was quite surreal. So every time I went down, I'm like, peace. And then I come up and it's like, oh, chaos.
Aziz was our shadow the whole time. You would barely see him in some dives, and then in some dives he would help us out with small communication tasks.
And I think no matter what, it's good to have that third person just to step in if anything's going wrong, or to know that they can step in.
I think she was really comfortable, considering that we're down there and she's going back and up at night. I think she did really well.
I was very impressed by her skills as a freediver, and there's a lot of things that she has to remember before the dives and during the dives, and then put into action while doing this physically demanding task.
Luca figured out what he wants. I don't see Luca as looking much what is the angle he wants. He will just go, and that's the angle I want. This is the position the model need to do, and this is where I need to be. And it feels just like very natural to him.
He's very focused, and that means that the problems we encountered, we were always able to solve them, and we could improve step by step with every dive we did.
It was really nice to work with somebody so passionate, and he really was able to turn this passion into a film, into the project that he saw in his head. So it was amazing to watch that come to life.
You start with a very clear idea in your mind, but then through other people, through trial, through error, you start to actually realize this vision, and it slowly becomes visible. And that is what this project felt like to me.
Sometimes you are in this situation where something is familiar and gives you a feeling of safety, but you also know it's not good for you. This moment you have when you can finally see things from a different perspective, and you're able to see your surroundings for the first time in a light that can change your life.
And when we start to trust, okay, then yes, we might discover something new. So for me, this was this very big analogy of like life and how to find our way in life when we are so often feeling lost.